したoops oops okay I guess Twitch isn't up yet strangely okay Ooh. Actually, let me throw away. I know I've got old donuts sitting in the fridge from ages ago. Let me throw that away. Bokura hachi wo hau. What if we ended up sending that email text? It's still there. Yeah, I'll see this way. It might be okay to eat, might not. Zero, welcome back. Long time no see. How's it going? I'm just perpetually studying. Yeah. If this wasn't a giveaway, yeah. Hmm? Why is it detowel? Okay, let's see. L cross P, or just talk R cross P. So, no, I guess it's R cross S, 1 over C squared. R cross S, yeah. So you not quite sure how he generates that. Does he use the 1 over C squared? I guess we'll watch it. Oh, it is just that equation. Okay. Let's see. R cross phi. So if you're on a cylinder, let's see, this is a cylinder. R cross. So, what is phi? Angle between the reference direction on the chosen plane, the line from the origin to the projection P on the plane. What? So then I guess this ends up as Z then. Yeah. And that's why this makes sense, because if we then just define this as the Z component, then that that unit vector is redundant. Or it's redundant to talk about that unit vector because we're already talking about the Z component only. Okay. And then as for y, it's d tau here. L equals r cross p. dlz equals... Is this not clockwise? Modesty, welcome back. Yeah, so it turned out to really be nothing. I mean, I guess it was always nothing, but yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know. I wish my parents wouldn't bother me with kind of trivial things like that. Take a break. That's fine. That sounds fine. It's not like you got a hard deadline, right? So. Yeah. Well, it's more kind of harassing me, but anyway. I mean, yeah, anyway. When will they learn? Maybe when they're dead. Yeah, who am I kidding? Let's see. S equals B. Oh, that's what they mean. Okay. S equals B. Yeah. Let's see. Provides. I mean, the lazy part of me would just say make different characters that think differently. I mean, I guess okay, so the more I guess relevant answer is what kind of story are you trying to tell? And that should kind of yeah. I think that's really the first question, right? Not that that immediately answers the question, but yeah, yeah. Like, what kind of story are you trying to tell, honestly? Yeah. And I guess the main thing here is it worth worrying about? And the reason why I ask that is because who's the main character? Or who are the important characters in this story? Like, does it matter if the researcher cares or not, honestly. Like, does it matter for the story that you're trying to tell? If it does, then I feel like that should just be your answer. But if it doesn't, then I also wonder how much value there is in worrying about that too much. Yeah. Well, the character didn't seem convincing. Eh, I suppose, but at the same time, I mean, I guess honestly, my first thing would be like, why? Who are you writing this for? I think I've asked this before, but like, are you trying to write a good story? Or are you just trying to write this story? If you're trying to write a good story, then yeah, okay, sure, yeah, you're gonna want convincing characters and shit, but, yeah. Yeah, so I mean, I guess that's my main question then, right? Are you trying to write a, quote unquote good story, or are you trying to write this story or this project, or you know what I mean? Because I don't think those are necessarily the same thing, right? I think there's plenty of fan fiction in the world that that applies to that, but yeah. Again, yeah, I just don't really know what you're going for, so. Mm-hmm. It was r. Okay. R squared minus a squared over 2 mu naught and q. Minus a squared? Yeah, minus a squared. Okay. And then di dt. Okay. Well, I would set priorities because, yeah. I mean, I guess my point is this really what you want to be dumping your time on right now? Like making this one character super convincing? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if it is, then don't let me stop you. I'm just trying to figure out what you're trying to actually, do. Yeah. Also, is it too hard to just like make a test draft of both scenarios and then just kind of see which someone sounds better? I don't know how long it would take to write up both variations, but part of me wonders if even that's faster. Okay, so I guess you're working against a time limit too, which kind of complicates the matter further. Um, yeah. Yeah. I till December. That's a decent amount of time, but it's also not very much. Um, oh fuck! Now that I think about it, I've probably got less than 2 months to. Shit. Let's see. Anyway, um, I was just thinking grad school apps are probably due in about 2 months, so I'm like, I really need to decide if I'm actually going to apply this year or not, or this cycle or not. Um, I honestly kind of don't want to because I feel like I'm in the same scenario where I'm like I don't really have a clear idea of what I really want to do. Um, oops, don't want to do that. But yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess so. So I guess my general question then is, do you have like the rough like outline of the whole story kind of planned out? Like, I'm wondering to what resolution you see the entire kind of story already. Like, what are things that you what are points or either plot points or just kind of events that you definitely want to include and like well you don't actually have to make that list or you don't actually have to list that. I'm just wondering, do you have that list? Right. So how specific is that general idea is I guess my question. Like how many times would you no what's the best way of phrasing it? What's your currently? So that I guess here's one thing. Can you give me a not like please send me one. I'm just saying like do you have the ability to like do you have enough of an outline to say send me a one page like draft of the entire like of everything that happens? Like does it fit in one page or two? Is it like maybe like 10 bullet points or 5 or 20 or like 100, you know what I mean? Like to what I'm trying to the reason why I ask is because I'm trying to figure out like yeah, I don't know. To me the character like a certain character doesn't sound convincing. It seems like a really weird, maybe not weird, but like I don't know what to what resolution you've planned out the story, but I feel like whether or not a character is really convincing is something that you can kind of something that gets resolved towards the very end as you're kind of cleaning up like or not very end, but like it kind of happens like halfway through when you like start polishing an outline, so to speak. um right? Because like if because if you have no clear details of anything, how is anyone going to sound convincing about anything, right? Like, I mean, this is already, you know, science fiction, so like everything kind of sounds, it's like that joke with the like that Spider-Man comic where you got that, I forgot what it was. But I think it was like some dinosaur like villain or something, and Spider-Man's like, you have all this ability, you could cure cancer, and then like, but you don't like at some point like all these characters probably sound just absolutely incomprehensible, like if you abstract it enough. So I don't know to what, let's see, reach the conclusion. Is there a conclusion though? Yeah, so this is kind of what I mean, right? Like if well, I don't know if you have a conclusion, but what I'm trying to get at is, um if if it's not that clear why people are behaving, there is a conclusion. Okay. So then wait, but you have the conclusion and you have somewhat of an outline. So what is the bottleneck to reaching that? Is, I guess, kind of my question. Like, well, where's the bottleneck between like, because from what I understand, you don't have a full rough draft yet, right? You have an outline for most stuff, and you have the rough kind of way the whole thing still need to write about. Well, you still need to write about it, but it exists at least in your head, right? So I'm trying to figure out. So what kind of character is? Yeah, like I guess my point is, if that hasn't even been put onto to paper yet, then I don't understand how someone can make a judgment call about whether or not a character is convincing yet, because I feel like there's just not enough information to make that assessment. I mean, like, if you agree like that the character doesn't sound convincing, then you know the most, so that's that, right? But if this information doesn't exist anywhere except in your head at the moment, then I do wonder how one could make a judgment call on whether or not a character is convincing. Yeah. Throwaway research. Then why does it matter? Why does it matter then? I mean, it'd be nice if every character is thought out super deeply and stuff, but and if that's what you want to do and you want to like flesh out every side character, then I mean, I think that's good for like world building, right? Like I think it's like, I personally think it's fun to like, flesh out all the details of these, each little character and such. But I also realize that's an absolute waste of time, right? Like if you're trying to rush something and you're on a deadline, then the specifics about one specific side character is like not super helpful to your end, or wouldn't be super helpful to my end goal, right? So I'd probably, dump that or I'd forego that for working on something else, or at the very least I would do it only to a reasonable extent, right? Some of them. Okay, right, yeah. So yeah. Well, anyway. Yeah, no. I mean, it just, I mean, I don't know. It's a personal project for a reason, right? So you should just do what you want. So if that is fleshing out the details of the character, then I think, or making them more convincing, then I think that's the right thing to do. And if, well, again, so if that's what you want to do, then you should just do that, just straight up, right? Whether or not you got that feedback. But if it's not, then I also wouldn't worry too much about it. Yeah. Yeah. Good point. Well, I don't know if it's a good point. You shouldn't assume it's a good point just because I said it. But yeah, I don't know. It seems, I don't know how much more, or I don't understand a lot about this whole, project to be. Well, then you should be even more skeptical, because the most skeptical feedback, or the feedback that you should be most skeptical of, is the one that validates your opinion, honestly. Because you're less likely to actually question it. But nonetheless, again, I just don't know the details of this whole project, so I just don't know. I mean, I guess if I do know anything, it's that progress is slow for one reason or another, And I mean, I can certainly relate to constant roadblocks and bottlenecks. Um, Not used to it. Well, I'm sure you've thought about it. It's pretty standard advice, I think, right? Um, but well, I don't know if it's standard advice, but at least I consider it somewhat standard advice. Um, but anyway, um, but yeah. So I just don't know enough about the project, so I don't know. But it does seem like there's a lot of um, bottlenecks. So yeah, I mean, again, I don't know. I feel like creative type stuff is always a little bit difficult because it's not really clear what the priorities are, or there's no real clear way of setting priorities and stuff. But um, yeah. Well, anyway, whatever. I mean, I think it's also good to take a break. So it's Bottleneck City. Yeah. It's like a Namune bottle, right? It's got like the double neck or triple. It's like a Tesla valve, right? It's like you build up some momentum and you get like whoosh and just like shoved back into the original like water like flow path, right? So anyway, yeah, yeah. I don't know. Yeah. And again, I think it's also worth trying different options, right? Like, because if there are those two options, then depending on how hard it is to try writing both, then if it isn't too hard, then even just because you could do both routes and then eventually just make them separate characters, right? I feel like that happens a lot in game dev where people will like, well, actually, just like with Overwatch, for example, right? The new hero. The new hero, I think, is actually based on. Well, actually, no. So in Overwatch, Hanzo and Genji were originally the same character, right? And they were like, oh, let's just split it into two. And they eventually just made two characters out of this one character. So there's no reason why you can't explore both options and then just later make the other one a different character or something. Am I hungry? Well, that's what happens when you use your brain, right? I'm actually kind of getting hungry too, but it's also 10:30, so yeah, yeah. I had Chipotle today, so yeah. I'm not actually super hungry, but I kind of feel like I want like ice cream or actually I guess what I really want is like boba. I want boba, but all the boba places I think are closed now. Let me see. Boba. Taste the. Sorry, what about bigotry? All right. There actually wait no. There's one place that's definitely open until late that serves boba tea. there's there's a cafe near campus that serves boba, and the one review that pops up on Google says the boba itself is not very good. Oh, oof. Yeah, most of these places are closed. There's one place that's still open, I know. But their boba is very mediocre in spite of being rather expensive. I guess that applies to everything around here. Religious values. Oh, right. It kind of depends on the store, right? But anyway. I guess that's true now that you mention it. Yeah, but I mean, but at the same time, Chick-fil-A is so good though. So good though. Man, that's one thing I miss. We don't have any Chick-fil-A's near us, so that's one thing I miss. Yeah. Chick-fil-A and In-N-Out, man. Chick-fil-A and In-N-Out. Yeah, the salad. The thing is, I actually never get the salad. Just I'm too cheap. I always just get the sandwich and waffle fries and honey mustard. Anyway. I should get the salad at some point. The thing is, I wish but see that's the thing. I just wish there was a meal that had like, or maybe there is. I don't know. I want this. If I go, I always want the sandwich and the fries, right? But I also do want like a small salad. I don't know if they offer something like that. I know you can swap, I think, the fries for a salad, but I'm like, no, I want the fries and a salad, but I don't want to pay exactly. I don't want to pay $10 for a salad when I'm here for the sandwich, right? So, so I always just don't end up buying it. But yeah. Anyway. They sell those at the store? I mean, it's a little different without the actual sandwich, though, right? But yeah, maybe I guess I could get the honey mustard at the store if they do actually sell it. I don't know. The thing is, I usually don't like honey mustard, but Chick-fil-A's I actually really like. Yeah, I'm honestly more of a barbecue person in terms of like sauces and stuff, but um, Hugh just exactly right. Should I really want Chick-fil-A now? I'm actually kind of wondering how close the nearest one is to Chick-fil-A. Is there really not one nearby? There must be one. Or or so I thought, but no, it's like the nearest one is like a solid. Let me check the map. Yeah, okay, let's see which one is the closest one. Okay. If I think the closest one is probably in terms of convenience, I guess the closest one is to go across the bay. So that would be let's choose the university. Either 2 hours by bicycle or an hour and a half by train. Yeah, I don't know if I want to. You want to drive all the way up to San Francisco just to take someone an hour and a half to a Chick-fil-A. It's faster for me to just Uber the food to me, like, or Grubhub, right? Like, would Grubhub deliver if you're like an hour and a half away though? Well, how is it far by car? It's 30 minutes by car. That's still pretty far. Yeah, Chick-fil-A. How about In-N-Out actually? There's an In-N-Out in where is this? It's oh, that's actually kind of far. Well, the thing is, there's an In-N-Out, but it's like one street. It's like you take the street that the university's on, and you just go down, just like for what is it? In-Out. Yeah, okay. You basically take this one street for, what is it by bicycle? A less than an hour one way by bicycle, and then there's an In-N-Out. Oh, that's tempting. That's tempting. Yeah. Oh, that's tempting. Well, see, at that point, you might as well go to Chick-fil-A too. Anyway, back to work. The problem is that there's everything's too fucking hip and expensive near the university. Why does it cost $17 for Thai food? It's good food, but $17 a meal, like, damn. Or on entree? Yeah, basically. Or, well, you get rice and stuff too, right? But it's literally just rice and one entree or something. And and let's see. Well, I guess that's a little bit disingenuous. Let me think. So, what did I pay the other day? I got my go-to, whenever I want to treat myself, is the eggplant basil chicken. I get that, and it's basically that plus rice for, it's about $17. And then where's the other place? I think the barbecue, like the Korean barbecue place, you can get, will give you like meat, like some barbecued meat, rice, and then kimchi, and then like bean sprouts, and that'll all run you about $16 as well. You can get a bowl of pasta for, I think, probably closer to $15, and then most of the burger places are also about $15. Which is why when when I say $4 a hot dog is expensive, that's actually sort of on the cheaper end of a meal. Not by mass, but in terms of, getting a meal, right? That's the dumb part, honestly. Yeah. Not that the prices are wrong, it's just that everything's so damn expensive. Yeah. Random thought, go for it. How does it pick up a negative amount of angular momentum? I'm doing a joke announcement stream and by hinting joke. Oh, it's a funny comics. I mean, I don't know if that'd be enough to be a joke, right? But although, have you seen Tsuki no Mito has done, or there have been a few people actually, few streamers who have done like, I'd like to make an announcement stream, you know, and it's like, essentially it's like an announcement of making an announcement. It's like, I'm here to announce that I'm going to announce that I'm going to announce something or something like that. I did what I can't remember. I think Kizuna I also did an announcement of an announcement stream or something like that. Yeah. It's I think part of it was also to kind of throw the edge off of all the graduation announcement streams that because I remember it was a few, I think, weeks or so after the big wave of, like, I guess because most of the VTuber contracts expired around the same time. So there was I want to say there was about a handful of people that kind of graduated in the same, roughly the same, like, 1 month time frame. So then a few weeks after that, I think it was about a few weeks, I want to say, there were a few, like, parody announcement streams where it's just like, I'd like to announce that I'm announcing something today, type stuff. Yeah, those are funny. Where's that? I guess it's this. The reference that I'm trying to point to is so fucking far away that I can't even zoom out fully to point to it. Like, literally, this arrow that I'm gonna draw to be like, okay, compared to this thing that we calculated up here, like, literally this arrow is like 4 pages long. All just so I can point to one thing. Jeez. Fifth water bottle today. That's good. That's good. As long as you don't water poison yourself. Sure, let me go. Sorry, let me go check downstairs. I actually have a laser on right now that it's safe. It's outputting less than 10 milliwatts, so we actually don't. It's actually so weak. 10 milliwatts is the line, or is the point at which we'd have to fill out like laser safety related stuff for that laser, but because it's right now it's operating at like half of that. We don't actually need to, there's no real concern with, you know, letting it run. I mean, I suppose there is a concern in the sense that if there's a mechanical failure, it is pulling a lot of power, but even then, it's nowhere near dangerous. But the thing is, I've been just monitoring it all afternoon to see when it's see if what the power fluctuation is like. Anyway, I'm gonna go check on that right now. I'll be right back. And then after that, I'm probably gonna finish up, find somewhere nice to finish in terms of the lecture, and then probably take a nap. Right, so I'll be right back. Oops. Okay. Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, laser is stable. It's actually starting to level out, finally. Although it still hasn't really... it's still... the laser power is still slowly creeping up. Which I think is actually fine. I might just... I think the main concern with the laser power creeping up is that I also expected the thermal load of it to creep up along with it. But surprisingly, the thermal, like the actual heat output from the diode actually settled, like, I guess as of, several hours ago. For some reason, the laser power itself is still going up slightly, so it's very strange in that it's like we're not adding any current to it. It's not outputting or failing to output any extra heat. In spite of that, the optical power, like the actual amount of light being emitted by this thing, is slowly creeping up, and it's like, how do we account for that? Because normally you think, okay, these diodes often are, they have some operating temperature. So, if, for example, you fed it some amount of current, then you still have to worry about how hot it is to determine, how efficient it's emitting light, right? But then, in our case, the amount of power we're feeding it is the same. The temperature of the actual diode itself is the same. It's outputting the same amount of heat, yet over time, the amount of light that it's outputting is slowly increasing as opposed to decreasing, or even either would be fine. And it's like, how does that make any sense? I mean, there's clearly something that's causing it. It's just not really clear to me how to account for that. Anyway. So let me finish this and find a good place to stop, and then I'll go check it again. Alright, so that's when he's talking about the E electric field. The first one, yeah. Oh. Not soon. Yeah, I'm gonna try to go through this lecture and see if when there's a good stopping point. It's almost done. At the very least, lecture ends in, this is an 11-minute video, and then I think the next one is like a 5-minute video. How long is it? 3 minutes, yeah. So at the very least, yeah. Yeah. I don't know if he goes over another topic in this lecture, though, so if he does go over another topic, then I'll probably pause it before that, but if he doesn't, then I'll probably just listen through the whole thing. Then it's also only like 15 minutes, so. The Gamer Noob 9000, if you're looking for a cute anime girl, a cute anime voice, sorry to disappoint. If you get this, feel free to stay. Right now, actually, I was about to end the stream soon. I'm just finishing up this lecture. Okay. Right. Yeah. There wasn't any additional topic. It was just more extrapolating on the topic from that part. All right. So Monarchy, thanks for staying till the end. Let's see. who else came by? I guess, so let's see, Butter and Zero and I guess the gamer noob here. Thanks for popping by. I think that was everyone for today, right? Yeah, so that's it. I'm tired. It's friggin' 11:30. I'm gonna go to sleep now. Tomorrow I plan to stream just the same, so yeah, I mean, well, yeah, that's the plan. Right, yeah, I'm done. I'm tired. Let's go to bed. Alright, yeah, see you later. Or see everyone later. お疲れ、おやすみ、終わり。